a little more. Make sure my phone sounds are off before we start. All right, I'll wait for that thumbs up in a way. Let me see. I know, I look great today, don't I? I need a haircut really bad. Okay, I got someone typing in there. Can I get a thumbs up if you can see me or hear me so I'll know to start, please, and thank you. Thank you, Jill. Okay, because I messed with the audio a little bit today. I had 2 people mention that my sew-in chat was very low volume. So if my videos are low volume, I can try to figure out what the issue is. And I turned it up just a wee bit this morning, and so I don't know if that helped or not. So thank you guys for letting me know that you can see me and hear me. Glenda was here. I don't know if she still is, but I know she left a message first saying Happy Wednesday. Joy T was here saying see you soon. Melanie saying hey, and to everyone. Rita from Crystal Dragon House of Creations was here, and one of our blue wrench holders, So Terry, is here saying good morning to all. She says, so is anyone doing the next Cotton Cuts PMQ? The colors are posted and they are starting to name them. It opens on the 31st, I believe. I'm out of that loop, but I'll let you guys do that. Thank you for your question, Terry. And then Terry asking Melanie if she was laughing at her pink hands because she puts pink emojis that wave. Says it's her signature. So hello, Melanie. Let's see. Marty, I have done a lot of the Cotton Cuts mystery quilts. Have stopped doing them now. I'm finding the end designs very similar, so I've lost interest. Kathy Skurlock is here saying hi, everyone. Well, hello to you. And to Beverly. Oh, Glenda's back. Good to see her. Good afternoon, Georgina. And Jill is here saying good afternoon. Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises says hi, everyone. It's been a while. It has. Since I've been able to catch Marie live. Always too busy. I understand busy, not a problem, Kelly. And if you guys haven't checked out Kelly's channel, be sure to. I'm sure one of my mods will drop her link. And there's so many others here who also have channels. So those are the links that get dropped during my live stream. My mods are the only ones who can drop them. I know that on some channels you can drop your own. But I've only had 2. But I've had 2 different people who came in at various times, kind of just wanting to own the chat, and I'm afraid if I put that feature in there that it would just be dropping too many links. And I have this program called Nightbot set up, and that's how they drop those links into the box. And every 15 minutes it will also say, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, something like that. I don't like a lot of clutter in the chat. I want to be able to read what you guys are saying. That's why there's not a lot. That's also why my mods aren't constantly dropping links. They're giving it a breather in between there. So what we are doing right now is if you come in to the chat and you're taking part and you have a YouTube channel, we try to drop your link. If we don't have your link, please let us know and we will get it. All right. Let's see. Kathleen Kendall said, good morning, Aunt Marie and everyone. Partly cloudy and 55 here in Unity, Maine. Good to know, Kathleen. Becky says hi from Oklahoma, and that's where we're getting to the they can see me and hear me. I've caught up that far. Richard from Rhode Island. Oops, it just scrolled on me. Says good morning. Okay, I'm going to have to go really quick here because I'm really behind. Nancy is here. Brandy, 100 Proof Quilter. Valerie, hello to you. You all, I meant to say. Judith French is here. Hello to you. Peggy Lee. Oh, goodness, it just keeps scrolling. Oh, have to change your handle. It's Janet Johnson. Marty is Janet Johnson. Okay, good to know. Thank you for the clarification. Katie Crafts is here. Judy Hebert. Tootie Ferguson from Chester, Virginia, south of Richmond. It's been a while, and it has been a while, and it's good to see you, too. Okay, let's see. Kelly says she has a baby quilt in the laundry. Just made it over the last week. Well, that's awesome, Kelly. Glenda says, Marie, I didn't get to catch the live, so I rewatched it. I loved it. Maybe the next one. You just get there when you can, Glenda. Thank you so much. Okay, and Kelly will be back in a moment. So I'm going to do my normal beginning, which is after that. Hi, Danelle. She says, hello. Okay. So I like to start with good morning from beautiful northern Maine. I'd like to say a beautiful sewing room located in northern Maine, but my sewing room is a disaster. We won't even go there. But it is 53 degrees Fahrenheit here in northern Maine, which is 11 degrees Celsius. Our temperatures have gone up and down. I can't remember if it was last Wednesday or during my sew-in chat, but it was either 80 degrees or close to it, maybe a little over, I don't remember, that day. And that was odd because 3 days before we had been in the 30s, okay? But that's Maine weather. That just is how it is. So we had a couple of hot days where I was really wanting the air conditioner hooked up, which we can't do until June 1st. But either way, so it was warm, had the fans going, just dealt with it because I knew what would happen. And exactly what I knew would happen, happened, which means it got really cold. We had some beautiful yellow daffodils that bloomed out back. They're dead. The ground temperature is just too cold. So they'll come up through cold ground, they come up. So the ground temperature maybe doesn't matter so much for those flowers, but for other ones it does. But anyway, just the air temperature killed the yellow daffodils. And granted, they don't have a long bloom time, but they make me happy that it's springtime. Okay, let me see who got here. Laura Supp is here. Hello, hello. Let's see, Danelle is lurking today. Janet says, hope to get my postcard soon. I hope so, but it did go in the other day. Janet is the one who won the postcard, and I think I told you last week that I put 3 regular stamps on it. It should have gone. I paid more than what an international stamp was, and it came back saying insufficient postage, which was incorrect because I paid 50 cents more to send it. But either way, we hope that it gets to you soon as well. Okay. Let's see. I just don't want to miss anything here. Okay. So I would like to thank my admins for being here, for dropping links, for always just having my back. And they're just wonderful girls. They really are. So thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. I also would like to thank Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction. Her link is below in the description box, and you can check her out. I always like to thank Kimberly because she sponsors our weekly fabric giveaway. Now, the prize is open to anyone in the continental United States. You can't have won anything from my channel in the past 90 days. But she gives away a very generous package of fabric every week. So we never want to forget how good she is to this little corner of scrappy, or this little scrappy part of YouTube. How do we say that, right? So there is that. Now, I had a sew-in chat this past Saturday, and we had a great time. I put the link in the description. I got a little more sewing done than I normally do on a sew-in chat, but you know me, I like to chat. That's why we're here for What's Up Wednesday. But if you missed it, you want to go back and watch it, the link is in the description box. Now, speaking of description box, I get this question all the time, okay? So some of the things that we do on the computer, the tablet, the iPad, the phone, it's just second nature. We do it without thinking, and we don't realize that some people might not know how to do something that we do normally. I know I don't know a lot about, like, when I stream to you guys, if it starts buffering and glitching, there are YouTube channels, they know exactly what to do, what to click, what to change. I don't know that. Now that might be second nature to someone else. So the question I get more often than anything else is, I can't find the description box. And I think at some point I would just like to do a short video showing. Now it's different depending on your device. If you're on a computer, it's going to look different than an iPad or an Android phone. But most generally for all of them, I'm going to talk with my hands here. Underneath the video, you will notice it will say Marie's Scrappy Creations. And then it will start to show things like the date or the name of the video or something like that. And it will have the word more. It will have 3 dots and then it will say more. When you click more, you're going to see the description box there. It's underneath the video. That's why I always say it's under the video. But just kind of look around depending on your device and you should be able to find it, because you know, it's difficult if you're watching, say, one of my tutorials, which I haven't done for a while. I need to get back on the tutorial bandwagon here, but if you're on one of my tutorials and I say the measurements are listed down below in the description box, if you don't know how to find the description box, that's an issue. So I want to be able to help out, you know, with whatever I can in that capacity. Okay, let me see. Melanie says they've been in the 90s all week with a ton of humidity. Oh my goodness. Terry says it's 53, raining and windy there. She actually put the heat back on. Oh my. Let's see. I don't want to skip anyone here, but it's jumping all around on me. Rita says it's been in the 100s there, and for some reason the humidity is higher. Oh, here it goes jumping. Higher than normal. Be glad when that's gone. And we just get the heat weather without the humidity attached. Yeah, there's definitely a difference there. Laura says it's 85 at 9 a.m. where she is, and the high is supposed to be 105. I would die. I would just fall over and die. I don't even like 80 degrees. Like 80 degrees is too hot for me, and I start getting headaches and nausea and yeah, yikes. Tootie says it's cold and rainy here in Chester, Virginia. Hope it warms up tomorrow. We have a motorcycle ride to the Veterans Cemetery to lay flags for Memorial Day. Well, thank you for doing that, and I hope your weather cooperates. All right, well, Janet's going to bed. She just popped on to say hi and give us a like. Thank you very much, and have a great night. Okay, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. There's one of our other blue wrench holders. They just love those blue wrenches. They like the color. That's what it is. So she's reminding people. Thank you very much, Lisa. She's giving the reminder to click the like button, and that is also down below the video. You just click the little thumbs up guy there. All right. Glenda says she just ordered her mystery boxes and got some wonderful pre-cuts, fat quarters, patterns, plus the sale of buying 2 get 1 free. Okay, what she's talking about is at myfabricaddiction.com. There are mystery bags, and in fact, Kimberly had just asked me the other day what I wanted in my next box. I told her I would like to have 2. They're wonderful. The link to myfabricaddiction.com, as I just said it out loud, I said it verbally, it is down in the description box below, and that's where you can find them. If you go to her Etsy page, you cannot get the mystery packs. They don't sell on that website, so you have to go to myfabricaddiction.com. But that sounds great, Glenda. I am sure that you're going to have fun with that. And you're not the only one who took part in that buy two, get one free, because I know Lisa did as well. So that's wonderful. And there's Lori from, oh goodness, it's scrolling everywhere, Quilting in the Country. Hello, Lori. She says, slipping in a bit late. Hello, Marie and everyone. Well, we're glad. Better late than never. And Jill says it's in the 50s, raining here in Fort Wayne. Judith also put her heat back on. Let's see. Okay, now I got to get to my list. I will read through all the comments a bit later. I'll touch on them here and there. Okay, so I did receive Happy Mail, but I forgot to ask this person if I could show what they sent. And also, I always say, can I say your username? And I forgot. So I'm not going to show it. So possibly next week. But I treated myself to a few things. Okay. I was prepping for the auction, the fundraiser for my brother, which is taking place tonight. I was making key fobs and zippered bags, things like that. And I think I even mentioned it to you guys. I was going right along, cutting out those key fobs, stitching them up, and putting the hardware on. And I went to find my new package of key fobs that I know I bought. Can't find them. They're nowhere. I mean, they're somewhere. They're not where I can find them. So after, I don't know, it's probably been 3 weeks, and I should have just ordered some, okay? But I kept thinking, oh, you'll find them, you'll find them. Well, I didn't, and you guys know how that goes. It's just crazy. So the other day I got on Amazon, and I ordered some. Normally I order multicolor. They had a really good deal on some that were all silver. But it's kind of boring to have the same color. So what I found was, I wrote it down. I got a 40 piece, I forgot to write the price, but I think it was about $14. A 40 piece multicolor, and then a 30 piece all black, because black goes with everything. And you know, there's always, like, in the multicolor, you sometimes get the rose gold and the gunmetal and colors like that. I'm not a fan of rose gold. I have used it and it looks nice with certain fabrics, but overall I would choose other colors over that. But I did order, so just in case you're curious as to what they look like, or if you need some, yep, I put the links in the description box below the video. I just looked over and Lisa has the coffee and donuts, so you guys better scramble to the chat section, because she's got the coffee and donuts laid out. That coffee won't stay hot. Oh, unless it's 100 where you are, and then it's going to stay warm. And Lisa says it's misting rain and 58 in Muncie, Indiana. Going to be a chilly Indy 500 this weekend. Oh, that's right. Yes, I guess it will be. Okay, so what else did I buy? I bought a pattern. And I don't buy a lot of patterns, but I did. I was on Etsy looking for something, and you know how they recommend things. They recommended this little zippered eyeglass sunglass case, and it was done, of course it was done with Tula Pink fabric, so it grabbed my eye, and I think I forgot that link. But if you're, I'm gonna make myself a note. When we're done, I will edit the description box and add in the link to that pattern I bought, just in case you're curious. Now, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. I'm just letting you know that's what it is. So I would like to say I'm going to get to it soon, but I have so many projects backed up ahead of me that it's just crazy, and I'm just starting to get back into sewing. The other thing is I am not very organized with my time. I might get on my iPad and start a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle, and I'll say, oh, I'll just start it, and then I'll go up and sew. No, I finish it, and then it's like, it's time to make lunch. I'll make lunch, So I always mean to, but I think what I'm going to do is make myself a schedule, each day maybe concentrate, like maybe on Mondays it's day to concentrate on the kitchen, wipe out the refrigerator and do all the stuff you don't normally do when you do the dishes. And Tuesday it might be the living room, you pay a little bit of extra attention to or whatever. But I'll set the housework first, and then I'm going to try to get working on these things. And I need to put up some new tutorials. But what happens is, it's kind of easy. If you don't have YouTube, you might think, oh, well, while you're making such and such as the gift, just film it. But the problem with that is I have to move my tripod, and I have to move it over here to the sewing machine to show one part. And then when I need to go over to somewhere else to show something else, I have to keep moving. So it takes you quite a long time to make your project when you are filming it. So I've had a few ideas on that. Number one being, I dropped them before. I did it with a Americana tote bag that I made. I just filmed it, and then I did a voiceover. So I didn't need to worry about, too much that way. Or just not filming parts of it. Just saying, well, I just ironed that, and I pinned this handle on, or, whatever happens to be, and just not showing every part. But I'll see how that goes, because I definitely need to get back into the swing of the tutorials. Yeah, Terry says, Marie, you were on Etsy looking for trouble? Yeah, I definitely was. Hi, Deb. Deb S., the Bug Mama Quilter, is in the house. Hello to you. Helen Rose says, hi, Marie, from chilly and rainy South Dakota. Well, hello to you as well. So I bought the 2 packages of key fobs, so then I have 70. So I came into the sewing room this morning, and I have a little container over there. It snaps together in layers. I know I've shown you guys. I opened that up for something, and I found 20 rainbow key fobs. So anyway, that's not the package I was looking for, but there's 20 more than what I thought I had. So I guess that's not bad. I spent, about $40 altogether between the pattern for the sunglass case, and the hardware. So I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's too bad. I wasn't too bad. Okay. Hi, Charlotte. Good to see you. She says, howdy, Marie and friends. Okay. So, you know how every once in a while I'll tell you guys like some funny news bit I saw, or an odd thing. So this morning, I've got to read it off this paper or I'll forget. This morning, the headline that I got said that a Missouri woman went to start her I want to cringe already. Went to start her car, and there was a black rat snake underneath the hood of her car. Now, her car, Missouri, all that set aside, let's focus for just a moment. A snake under her hood. A snake anywhere makes me cringe to say the word snake. I cannot. I can't do it. I know people have them as pets. It would never happen in my house. Never. But anyway, so in her area, they issued a statement that the local people should be on alert and check their engine compartments before they start their cars. I couldn't. I'd give up driving. I would Uber. I would take public transportation. If there was a chance that there was a snake underneath my hood, I'm not opening the hood. I don't volunteer for it. No way. Okay, let's see. Terry says, LOL. Oh, Marie. Oh, wow. I need zipper pulls. I better look around first to see if I already bought some. Yes, you better look. Yes. Okay. Helen says I would have a heart attack. Lori says, yikes. Giovanna, hey, sweetheart, how are you? She says, wow. And Deb says, no way, Jose. Okay, so there's more. There's more. Because my fear started very young. I was 6 years old when my brother was born. And he was born in late January. And so by the time it was summer, nice weather, I think at this point it was late spring, early summer, if, that's been a couple of years ago now since I was 6. But my mother and I had gone for a walk and we had him in the stroller. And when we came back, he was asleep and I was going to play outside. So Mom left him in the stroller. I mean, I'm right there. So she said, Marie, you watch your brother. And I think she was going to get the laundry off the line and then she'd come back and take him inside. But she wanted to let him nap. So, I'm 6. I'm not a babysitter at this point. And there was no neighbors around. There's no place, So I could see him. It wasn't anything bad. But, I was 6. I got busy. I was, playing with my baby dolls because I had a little stroller for that doll. And she'd gone for a walk with us, too. So I'm playing with my doll, and I am not thinking of anything. And then all of a sudden it hits me that I'm supposed to be a big girl and babysit my brother. So I could see the stroller, but I figured I better go over. So I go over to look, and wrapped around, oh my, all around different parts of his stroller, there must have been 5 snakes. So I run screaming. Screaming is not the right word. I don't think there's a word in the English dictionary for what I did. So I get my mother and she picks the snakes off the stroller. Now, she doesn't like snakes, but of course this is her baby. He's probably 6 months old or close to it. And, they were harmless grass snakes. But to me, I don't care. A snake is a snake is a snake. Can't even go there. Can't imagine. Hi, Gammy Rowe. Good to see you. Goodness gracious, and Joyce is here. Hello, Mary Jesus. Maybe we can just knock on the hood as we get behind the wheel. Fair warning, that's right. If you don't move, the engine is starting and you'll be in a couple of snake pieces. I agree. Jill says someone else is starting my car. And Giovanna, my sister, was terrified from snakes. Well, I'm with her. Lisa says, I never open my hood and I'm sure not going to start now. Georgina says she's with Helen. Giovanna says they go there because the car is warm. Yes, and that's a good point, and I was gonna say something too. Here in Maine, we don't have to worry about snakes underneath your hood. I mean, I suppose it could happen. There are snakes here in Maine. But what we do have to worry about, and I did always in the winter open my car hood when I lived in the country because there were many stray cats out there, is cats will get up there as well. They'll get there because if you've been somewhere in the car, you come home, the engine is warm, and if they're a feral cat, they're looking for warmth. So that I would open my hood for. I would. Deb says, that's right, Marie. A snake is a snake is a snake. And Giovanna says, that's terrifying for a baby. Well, it would be, but he was asleep. He didn't even know. And they weren't actually on him. They had coiled like up around, of course, they were the older strollers. So there was like two pipe type things, you know, going up like this, and the baby, I can't show you with my hands, but you guys know what I mean. There was two around the wheel, and I know there was two on one side, I don't remember which side, and one on the other, and there was another, oh my land, but they had curled and they were still moving, and I was a horrified little girl, I am here to say. So if a person doesn't like snakes, there's a song from the 70s that equates how I feel, and it went, I'm not going to sing it, don't worry. I don't like spiders and snakes. And I don't. You remember that song? Was it Jim Stafford? I don't like spiders and snakes, but that ain't what it takes to love me. See, I told you I wouldn't sing. So, spiders, it is probably, it's not as bad as snakes, because in Maine we don't have those huge spiders, unless people who have them as pets have tarantulas and things like that. Okay. Every year, all summer long, down on our porch, when you go outside at night, there is a web. We call her Charlotte. I'm sure it's a different spider year to year, but you get this fairly big, with legs and all, spider out there, okay? And lots of little spiders. Now, they're doing a great job of keeping the flies and the mosquitoes away from our front screen door, but if you go in or out of our apartment at night, you actually have to duck your head, okay? Now, my husband has taken them down with a broom. When they get too low, he takes them down. We have an old broom. That's our spider broom. And of course, you have to keep that outside. You can't ever bring it in, because I don't even want to think about that, but we won't go any further. Anyway, suffice it to say, I don't like spiders, okay? This being an apartment, I did let them know. I told maintenance, and basically the answer I get is, because our apartment there's like there's 5 and 6 apartments in each section of apartments where I live, and there are, I guess they're emergency lights that stay on 24/7. Well, the light is on our apartment. Of course it is. Winter, chicken dinner, you guys get the most of the spiders. So they go there because of the light. That's why they go there. But I don't like spiders. I just don't. So my husband came in the other day, and he said, look at what I found. Jack can play with it. Anyone who doesn't know, Jack is our cat. And it was a plastic spider about yay big around, and it looks real. It doesn't feel real. Like when you touch it, it's hard plastic. It's not rubbery or soft or anything. But even just that, you know. So anyway, he gives it to the cat, and the cat freaks out. She loves it, and she's carrying it everywhere. And I'm like, oh boy, Jack, you better keep that away from Mama, because I don't like this. I don't like it at all. So, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago, I got up the nerve to pick it up. Now, I know it's not real, but that's how bad my aversion is to spiders. So I picked it up, and I kind of chucked it like, don't you want to play? She didn't. I got up in the middle of the night the other night. I went downstairs to refill my water, and I flipped on the kitchen light, walked over, and there's like one of those slice mats in front of our sink, and I had my sandals on, because that's what I keep beside the bed, and I felt something on my right little toe, and I looked down. Well, what happened is, when I put my foot on that mat, it's really squishy, and her spider had been right beside it. So when my foot imprinted, that thing just barely touched my toe, enough so I could feel it. So when I looked down, I let the screech out of me. So I said, Jack, you cannot have that spider anymore. I don't care. Okay, let's see. We have rattlesnakes here, says Joyce, and Glenda says, oh boy, I don't know. Joyce, I don't know. Marie, I have a need and idea for eyeglasses holder for my nightstand, using a jar lid and medium heavy interfacing to allow it to stand open to allow easy access to my glasses on and off. Any ideas? I would have to think about that, because reading it out loud and just being in the live stream, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I'll see if I can do that, Glenda. Kelly says, my dad clubbed a rattlesnake to death with a 7-iron on a golf course in all of British Columbia once. The southern interior part of my province is deserty. Really? Huh. There. Giovanna, my cat noise was found under the hood. Oh, I see your cat. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's scary. Hi, Aisha. Good to see you. Good to see you. Kelly says, oops, it was a typo. Oliver is the name of the town. And Deb says Jim Stafford. So I was right. Thank you, Deb. See, our generation, those songs were a few years ago, weren't they? Georgina says, yes, I remember it. Wow. And Terry says, yep, I remember that song. Oh. Giovanna, oh, you meant me as being afraid of snakes. I was a baby as well. Yes, and that is probably what did it. I don't remember before then of ever seeing a snake until that point, but that probably did do some damage to me. You are right. And Glenda says, where I live, rattlesnakes are everywhere. I have to carry a friend on my belt in order to keep them dead. Oh, I don't know. I just don't think I could do it. Giovanna says, leave the spiders alone. Well, we generally do, because we don't really want to do something. But at some point, okay, like when you get on the porch, then there are 3 steps down to the sidewalk, walkway, or whatever. Well, on the porch, there are railings, and then there's it looks like a doorway, okay? Well, that spider web gets so low that you can't get in and out of the apartment. You get it stuck in your head. Oh, I can't go there. But anyway, generally, we leave them alone until the point where we have to take the web down some. But yes, generally I do agree with you. Oh, Kelly had to go. Take care, Kelly. Thank you so much. You're probably already gone. Let's see. Glenda says, or Terry told Glenda to move. She said, I can't, Terry. It's my old paid-off farmhouse. Hi, Dawn. Dawn Stockland is here, and she says, we also have rattlesnakes. Beautiful animals. Just don't get bit by one. Well, you're doing well. I could not call it a beautiful animal. I just couldn't. Okay. I don't want to skip anybody, but let me see. Oh, boy, I've missed a lot. I'm going to have to go back. I apologize. I'll have to go back and read this section. People talking about their experience, like with a boa constrictor or rattlesnakes, this and that. Jumping spiders. I've never heard of those. Oh, boy. There's a Google I'm going to end up doing, even though I'll be cringy. Hi, Gina. She says, get some peppermint oil and spray it around. Keeps a lot of bugs and mice away. Well, that's a good idea. Well, see, in a way, I mean, the spiders are helping us. We don't get mosquitoes and houseflies and stuff in the house. Like if we open the door in the evening, it doesn't happen because they're doing their job, even though I detest them in other ways. But yeah. Okay, thank you for that, Gina. I didn't know that. Will it work on ants? Terry says, spiders always get in my Brita pitcher. I have to check each morning just in case. Oh, boy. Yikes. Lisa says, can't. Apologize, Marie. That's too funny. Okay. And vinegar. Joyce says, vinegar is good to repel spiders and other critters. All right. Yeah, so there's a lot more talk. And scorpions, I see that. Giovanna says she has a lot of spiders in her house. She takes the webs down only when they're visible, as they don't serve anything being visible. Oh, and is Mary here? Love My Crafts. I'm not sure which Love My Crafts. We have 2, and depending on how it's spelled. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Quiltanon says a seen spider is a dead spider. But Donna said, hi Marie, nice to see you. They built our hospital where rattlesnakes years ago, and we'd find snakes in the hospital. Oh my, I don't know how you did that. Okay, I need to get out of the chat and keep going, but as I said, I will read through the chat and I do appreciate it. But just remember, check under your hood. Or not. Choice is yours. So, before we get to our drawings, and about our drawings, do you know last week I was supposed to draw for the monthly prize? The names are in there and I didn't do it. I didn't. And in fact, in my notes, I didn't even get a creative word for the day, but I know what it's going to be. I'm going to write it down before I tell you. It's going to be the word pest, because whether it's a snake or a spider, maybe me, maybe I'm a pest. Okay? But the creative word of the day is going to be pest. So if you use that in a comment, not here in the live chat please, but in a comment after you watch the video, your name goes in for the monthly drawing for the creative word of the day. I take one name from each What's Up Wednesday from the prior month, and on the first Wednesday of each month I do a drawing, or I'm supposed to do a drawing and I forget. Okay, so there's that, but we will get to the drawings in just a moment. What was I going to tell you? See, I get on a spiel and I tell you one thing and I forget what I was actually going to do or say. I was going to tell you what I cooked yesterday. I love to cook. My mom is an incredible cook and my dad was a chef, and I just love to cook. And when our kids lived at home, and I cooked a lot. Every night there was either biscuits or rolls on the table. I always cooked big meals. I did all kinds of canning. I made jams and pickles. I put up spaghetti sauce, meats, vegetables. Oh my goodness, relishes. You just can't even imagine. Because we raised 8 kids. We had 3 garden sections in our yard. I made all my own bread. Lisa said last week's creative word was May, I thought. It may have been. I don't remember. I know that it was the first, yes, last week was the first What's Up Wednesday, so it was May, because on the first What's Up Wednesday of each month, I use the name of the month. So, but you're asking me to remember, Lisa. You have to remember that I have a bad memory. Oh, Glenda's giving hugs. Gotta go pick up the grandkids. Bye-bye. Wonderful live. Marie, mods, and friends. Well, it was great to have you here, Glenda. I'm sure you'll have fun with the grandkids. Take care. Okay. I forgot again. I'm not even kidding you. That's all it takes, is to stop in the middle of a sentence. Anyone who knows me knows if I interrupt myself or something. What was I talking about? I've totally lost it. I stopped to say bye to Glenda because I didn't want to be rude. What I cooked yesterday. So, I love to cook. I just don't do it as much anymore now that it's just Mr. Scrappy and I for the most part. But sometimes I will just be right in the mood to cook. Or I'm craving something that I really, really want. Now, I am not big on beans, like dry beans, pinto beans, whatever. I'm not big on beans, but I eat them now, which when I was a kid I wouldn't. But 3 or 4 months ago, I saw a recipe on Pinterest. There's another site I have to, tread lightly there because I could be there for hours. But anyway, I saw this recipe and it was called cowboy beans. Well, I had never heard of cowboy beans, so I looked at it, and the recipe, I mean, I don't know verbatim what it had, but it was 2 or 3 different cans of beans, and there was ground beef and onions and garlic and barbecue sauce, and the list went on. And I thought, well, that's way too much for us. There's no way. If I opened, I don't care, 3 little cans of beans, we would never eat that much. We would get tired of the leftovers before they were gone. So yesterday, I had a craving, and I wanted those cowboy beans. I just thought, that sounds good. Now, I read the recipe months ago and knew that it was way too much, so I didn't save it. So I didn't go Googling yesterday either. I thought, I'll just wing it. Throw stuff in, because a recipe is just a guide. You can do whatever you want, you know. So I had some ground turkey in the refrigerator, so I scrambled that up, and I kind of rough chopped an onion and put that in towards the end. I didn't want it to be totally cooked down, but so I cooked the onion in there, threw some garlic in, and I had 1 can. They're a little bit bigger around than a soup can, but they're not real tall, of the Bush's, I think, original baked beans anyway. Threw that in there, and I took some barbecue sauce, probably put about 3 tablespoons in there. I threw some ketchup in there, some pepper, because you got to have pepper, right? Mixed it all up and just let it simmer for a few minutes. And in the meantime, I threw 2 baked potatoes in the microwave. So hubby and I split a potato. We never can eat a whole one, but we split it up, and all I did was kind of rough chop it with a knife, put it on the plate, and I poured those cowboy beans over top of it, and that's what we had for lunch. And I have to say, that was really good. I know the original recipe had called for brown sugar, but to me that's just too sweet. I already had the barbecue sauce, so I didn't want any more sweetness. But if you've never tried them, they're really good. I'm sure it would be good with bacon or sausage or hamburger, whatever you want to throw in there. So, yeah. Oh, let's see. Kathy says, Marie, I don't like spiders or snakes. Here in Missouri, we have a few of both. Luckily, there's not too many. Yes, absolutely. Jill says, I lived in the country and did all the canning and freezing also. Love to cook. That's awesome. Giovanna says, I was given, is it fava beans today, and I ate them raw. Delicious. Yikes. I'm glad you like them. But see, I like beans, but I'm trying. Like, I made, I guess they're called enchiladas. I don't know the names of some of this stuff. I just make it. I cook chicken or hamburger, and then I put in rice, some black beans, some enchilada sauce, cheese, onions, that sort of stuff. Wrap them in a flour or corn tortilla. Put some enchilada sauce in the pan, set those down, enchilada sauce and cheese on top. Oh yeah, and there's cheese in it too. I'll eat that because it's not like great big gobs of black beans all at once. But yeah, I wish I did, because they're so healthy for you and they're a low-cost protein. So Lisa says, today's word of the day is pest. Well, it's very fitting, isn't it? Don't be laughing at my word. Quilting on. I canned some pork last weekend. Oh, that's awesome. You know, my favorite was chicken. I love canning chicken. You take that meat out of that jar and you make a sandwich, and that is the best chicken sandwich, or whatever. I'm sure the pork is just as good. Giovanna says, I freeze what is left over. Oh, Luby girl, hello. She says, howdy, y'all. I'm going to assume you got your package, by the way. I didn't hear back from you. Hi, Trinette. She says, sounds yummy. It was. And Terry says, sounds delicious. And Terry also said, I love barbecue sauce. I grill my veggies and use it. Well, that's interesting. Terry's making lentils with onions and rice today. I have never tried lentils. Never, ever, ever. But, like, I won't eat split pea soup. Number one, I don't care for ham, but even when I would tolerate or eat ham, I wasn't a fan of the flavor. Like, my mom was over last Sunday and we got talking about food, and I said, I can remember you made boiled dinners like once a month, and I hated that day. I just didn't like it because she would say, well, let's pick out what you like and you can eat that. So she'd pick out a little piece of ham as well as the potatoes and the carrots. But that wasn't the problem. It was all cooked together and it tasted like the cabbage and the turnip that I didn't like. Yeah, okay, I have missed some stuff because the girls are laughing. Oh, you did receive it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you received it. And Gladys is here. Hello to Gladys. Giovanna, I like red lentils only. And there's Yo Patty. Well, hello to you, Yo Patty. She says, hello, Marie and Sewing Buddies. Terry says, well, I don't like them. I try to eat healthy at times. Yeah, I'm trying to. I really am. Lisa says, aren't lentils in Italian wedding soup? Well, I'm sure you'll get an answer, but it won't be from me, Lisa. Okay, so then that was lunch. And I didn't want to have us eat the same thing at supper time, even though we're great at eating leftovers. Like, for breakfast, we normally have whatever we had for supper from the night before. It's easy. You just heat it up. I mean, a few times a week I'll cook either like, gotta say the word, an omelet for my husband or something like that. I'm not big on eggs, so breakfast foods aren't a big thing for me. So anyway, last night I had a pork tenderloin, one of those Smithfield pork tenderloins. They had been on sale, so I had grabbed one. And normally I just bake it in the oven. I put some onions on there, cover it with foil, and call it a day. And cook everything off to the side. But I do like to use a crock pot. I just don't think of it very often. So yesterday, I have 2 crock pots, same size. I had him get them down from the shelf where they generally stay, because I don't use them very often. And I put the pork loin in one with some onions, a little bit of spice, and probably about a 1/4 cup of water. Turned that on high to get it started. And then in the other crock pot, I put some very small potatoes. They weren't bought as fingerling potatoes. It's just we got a bag from a Walmart order. They were all very little potatoes, but perfect for what I was going to use them for. So I put great big chunk slices of onions, and I put some cloves of garlic in there. The potatoes, used about 1/2 pound of carrots, and then towards the end of the cooking I put green beans. But other than that, I used some low sodium chicken broth. I can't remember if I told you garlic for that, but I think I did. Low sodium chicken broth, some different Italian seasonings, and I'll tell you what, that was a really good meal last night. I lost the button off the front of one of my crock pots. Probably been used all of 3 times, and now I have to use pliers to turn it and guess on whether it's on high or low. Okay, let's see who else is here. I see a name. I don't know. I have all the chat on. Giovanna says, Lisa, remember I'm Italian but grew up Kenyan. Oh, that's interesting, Giovanna. All right, let's see. Kathy's Quilts and Crafts is here. Well, hello to you. I see Quilton on says Darkus Parker. I haven't seen that name, but hello to you. I'm sorry it's not showing up. Cloves are very good for you, says Giovanna. I didn't know that. Lisa says, oh, Giovanna, I'm just a simple melting pot, and I eat most anything at least once. My pant size proves it. Okay, everyone. I'm going to get on to the prizes. So the rules for all the prizes are down below in the description box. But the basics are, if I give you a word, a special word, or I tell you this or that, if you've won something in 90 days, you can leave in the past 90 days, you can leave a comment, but please don't leave the word of the day or something if you know, because then I have to sift through and this and that. So, you know. But anyway, if you haven't won anything from my channel in the last 90 days, you can play along. For the comment of the week, which is drawn every week, all you have to do is leave a comment. No special words required. If you live in the U.S. and you want a chance at winning the fabric prize, you use the word fabric in your comment. If you haven't won anything in the last 90 days and you want to play for the creative word of the day, you use the special magic word that I give each week, and your name might get drawn. Now, the fabric is for people in the continental United States only. The other two are for anyone. Okay, so I have it ready to go. All I need to do is click on a little button that says choose. All right, so I'm going to choose for the fabric winner first. Okay, I better turn my brightness down so that you guys might have a chance at seeing. And pick, it says pick a random YouTube comment. So the only preference I have in here is they have to have the word fabric, and this is from last week's. Okay, are you ready? And the drum roll, please. I'm gonna put my finger near it and I'm gonna look at you guys and click it. Okay, our winner said, I have so much fabric, and she put it all in caps, and I love all of them. Congratulations to Fran John. I hope you guys can see it. And I apologize, I can't make the words come up on the screen because number one, I'm doing 2 giveaways, and number 2, you can use that kind of program, but you have to choose someone that's on your live stream, and these are going from a previous video. So congratulations to Fran John. So you have won a fabric postcard. So I will go to your comment. I will give you my email address, and as soon as I get your mailing information, I will mail you a postcard, which hopefully will have better luck than some of them. I won't get into all that, but some, when Giovanna won her first one, now she lives in Italy, she got hers 4 or 5 days after I sent it, and there's a lady who still hasn't gotten hers, and one that I heard from I'm going to say 7 days ago, who just received hers. So I don't know what's happening. But anyway, congratulations to Fran John. You won the fabric giveaway from myfabricaddiction.com. So thank you to Kimberly for sponsoring our prize, and congratulations to Fran. Oh, let me catch. Darkest Parker. I haven't seen your name before. Have you been here before? I'm glad you are here. She says, I'm cooking pasta right now and sauce. Well, I know where I'm going for supper. Yo, Patty says, Marie, did you receive my response to your email? I didn't go in before the live stream, but I definitely will afterwards. Thank you, Patty. Margaret Pickett, hello. Is this your first time in here? She says, I just love watching you and all the things you put together. Oops, I gotta scroll back up. Your teaching is really good and understandable. Well, thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that. I was just saying earlier in the video that I haven't put up tutorials often lately. I have a whole lot of tutorials in the list, but I need to get back into it. But I'm so glad that you find them helpful. Thank you for letting me know that. All right, we have a lot of people saying congratulations. Yeah, Giovanna says it takes a week to arrive here. There you go. Yes, Darka says, I get my fabric from a thrift sewing store. That's amazing. That is wonderful. Yeah, Luby Girl, I wish there was one of those here in Maine, too. All right, so we have another drawing, okay? I just said postcard, but Fran John won the fabric. Excuse me, I'm talking and reading and doing this. She won the fabric. I think at first I said she won the postcard. The comment of the week, I just pick any random comment and they win a postcard. So that is next. Okay, we ready? I'm going to click this now. Pick random YouTube comment. The first one I picked on this had been someone who won a few weeks ago. She wrote, catching the replay. Now, she was here earlier, I believe. Brandy from 100 Proof Quilter is our winner of the fabric postcard. So 2 Fran John won the fabric. Congratulations, and congratulations to Brandy, the 100 Proof Quilter. If you haven't checked out her channel, please be sure to do so. She does a lot of quilting if you're interested in quilting. So congratulations to both of you ladies. Okay. Who's doing all the happy dancing? Here is Lisa. She's cha-cha-chaing all over the chat area, and she says, happy dance. Thank you all for being here and leaving a thumbs up. See, she's our cheerleader. And the coffee and donuts gal. Darka says, I've been here before, but it's hard to get on live. Well, in case, this is the little chair happy dance that I do when I know someone has never been in the live stream before. We're glad you're here. Thank you so much, and I hope you're able to come back again. Patty says, Marie, I'm checking my emails now and seeing your response. We're good. Okay, yes, I had just written to you this morning, so I thought you meant in response to that. Okay. Valerie's saying congratulations to the winners, and Lori, and lots of them are all saying thank you everyone for being so supportive. G Quilter, Gloria says, catching the last few minutes, we'll watch beginning after, don't want to miss anything. No, we talked about some stuff that, yeah, you might want to watch again, you might not, given the subject matter. Okay, so the last thing we have, because we don't want to forget again, is last week I did what I always do, which is I took one name. What I do is a YouTube random comment chooser, and I choose, if they did the creative word of the day and their name gets picked, I write them on a piece of paper. So there were 3 videos in the month of April, and so I have the names here. These will go in here, and one of these people will be our winner of that contest, and I'll send them out their prize. So the 3 names that are going in from April 2nd, which the word of the day was April, is Beverly. I never know if it's Hovatter or Hovatter, but I'm going to say Hovatter. Beverly, your name is going in. So I'll fold that up. Oh, Becky, if I didn't see you earlier, did I see you earlier? If I didn't say hello, I will say hello now. Okay. And from the 16th, the creative word of the day was apron, and the name chosen from that week is Rose Whaley, so I'm going to fold her name up. Put that in there, so we have 2, whoops, dropping here, 2 so far. And then from April 23rd, the word was needle, and we have Julie B 354. At least that's what YouTube tells me the name is, because I know what YouTube does with usernames. We think it's one thing and it's something else. All right, so we have 3 names, whoops, in there. Goodness, I'm bound to drop them. Just trying to show you guys that they're all in there. All right. Let's see. I know Giovanna wanted to grab one. We'll let her grab. She's the furthest away right now. You want to reach your hand in there? Oh, I'll do it for you, Giovanna. I'll mix them up a little more. Who's our winner from those 3 names? All right, we have it. Dun, 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 dun. Julie B 354. Congratulations. You are the winner for the month of May for the creative word of the day. So I will go to your winning comment and I will notify you. So each of you who have been drawn today, we've had 3 winners drawn. You have 7 days only to contact me. After 7 days, all bets are off. No, you have 7 days. So just everyone be sure to always check your notifications on YouTube. All right. Let me scroll back up. Thank you everyone for... Oh, Terry was going to pick one. I feel bad now. You just want your hands into every project going, don't you, Terry? No, I'm teasing you. I love you. Alrighty, let's see. But thank you guys for always being so supportive and congratulating everyone. You're all such good sports. Katie Crafts says, think I had a badly wound bobbin. Had to take out a bunch of quilting stitches. They were a mess. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that I've had that happen before. When I was first serious about doing a lot of sewing, I wound a bobbin on a different machine than what I was using, and I know that usually that doesn't matter, but it did for that one because it was wound so tightly that, yeah, it was a nightmare. So I'm sorry. That is a mess to take out. Oh, then Terry let Giovanna pick. Giovanna's going to remind everyone, 7 days, winners. That's right. Can't be any spoil sports here. And Terry says, always got to be in the business, right? And Darkus is congratulating the winners. Okay. Well, I had a great time today. I'm going to go down and get Mr. Scrappy Creations some lunch because I ate before I came up. But then I am going to come back up here and sew because I started sewing some strips together the other day. So I have that, as well as I have projects like I need to make my mom a new throw pillow for her, or a throw pillow for her new apartment. Our daughter's birthday was the 18th. I still have not gotten her gift done. Someone was just very generous and sweet to us the other day, and I need to do something for them because I cannot imagine. I need to do something. Their kindness went above and beyond. And these are people that don't even really know us, but it was amazing. I can't really say. So let me just suffice it to say that there are a lot of good people out there. A lot of caring people, and I know that by you guys. You guys are a great example of that. But businesses can be that way as well, and yeah. So anyway, faith in humankind is good again. Okay, Valerie says, hope to see you next week, having cataract surgery next Wednesday. If I miss it, I will have to catch the replay. Well, I hope that everything goes well. I know, was it 2 people that recently, within the past year, have had that done. They said everything went well. So I know yours will go just as well. So try not to be nervous if you are. I hope everything is well, and we look forward to seeing you when you can get back here. But rest if you need to. Okay, let's see. Katie Crafts. Could be worse. I could have a snake in my car. See, you guys are funny. Okay, let's see. Jill says, I'm behind with all my sewing. So I'm not alone. But we choose pins, Jill. We choose pins. Darkus says, it's hard for me to get on live. Sometimes I just watch the other videos. And that's great. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone. Oh, what's Terry going on about now? Katie Crafts says, could be worse. I could have a snake in my car. And Terry says, Katie. No, that's a good name for a movie, though. Oh, my goodness. Margaret, how often are you doing projects? Do you mean how often am I putting up tutorials? Because I haven't put one up for a while. I have one. The idea is all right there. I need to sew it, film it, edit it, and do that. So hopefully very soon. But I don't have a date. That's right, Jill. Oh, Judith got 10 scrappy blocks sewn. That is amazing. See what you can do just sitting here listening to us. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. And again, I will put the link to that eyeglass case that I bought into the description box in case you want to go take a look and just be nosy, because I can't show it to you because I haven't printed it out. Well, that's another story, but I haven't printed it out and I don't have a hard copy, and so yeah. I will put the link in the description box after the video, and I also need to go reply to the winning comments. So thank you all so much, so very much for hanging out with me. It's always a great time hanging out with friends. Scrappy friends make it even better, but goofy, let your hair down, scrappy friends, hanging out, best thing ever. See, you never know what we're talking about around here on What's Up Wednesday. Anything could happen, right? And Terry said she would like to see the eyeglass case. Yeah, absolutely. And Joyce, great live. Bye, guys. Thank you, Joyce. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Georgina wishes everyone an awesome day, rest of the week. Jill said bye to everyone. Yes, Darkest asks, are you on every week at this time? Yes, unless I cancel it, I'm on every Wednesday at noon Eastern. Katie Kraft says bye. Terry says enjoy lunch and the rest of the day. Be well, everyone. I concur. Remember, be kind out there. But you don't have to be kind to snakes. Be kind out there. The world needs more of that. I'll see you next time right here at Marie's Scrappy Creation. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Kathy.